Chosen one, they became comfortable underestimating you because they only saw the version of you that stayed quiet during the battle. They mistook your silence for weakness, your kindness for vulnerability, and your patience for defeat. But what they never understood is that heaven was watching every moment you carried pain without becoming bitter, every moment you stayed strong while fighting battles nobody else could see. There is a reason this message found you now, because something has shifted spiritually around your life, and the people who once ignored your value are beginning to feel that change, even if they cannot explain it. The same person they overlooked is no longer carrying the same energy. The same soul they thought would stay broken is now rising with a strength that cannot be hidden anymore. Listen carefully, because what is happening right now is not ordinary. Heaven has started defending you in ways you may not fully recognize yet. Situations are changing. Certain people are becoming distant. Hidden truths are beginning to surface. And the pressure that once surrounded your life is starting to lose its power over you. What they thought would destroy you actually transformed you. Every painful season built a deeper strength inside your spirit. And now that strength is becoming visible, you are no longer emotionally reacting the same way. You are no longer allowing every attack to disturb your peace. Something inside you has matured through the struggle, and heaven is honoring that transformation. Stay with this message until the end, because the final confirmation will reveal why the people who once worked against you can no longer access your energy the same way again. You are entering a protected season where your spirit is no longer fighting alone. Type Amen if you believe heaven has been protecting you even during your hardest battles. There were battles you fought that nobody ever fully understood, because most people only saw the version of you that kept showing up while silently carrying pain behind the scenes. They never saw the emotional exhaustion you pushed through just to make it through another day. They never saw the nights when your mind felt overwhelmed with pressure while you tried to stay strong for everyone around you. Chosen one, heaven saw every moment you felt abandoned, misunderstood, and emotionally drained while still refusing to completely give up on yourself. That is why this season is beginning to shift now. The pain you carried was never invisible to God, even when it felt invisible to people. Many underestimated you because you did not respond with anger every time you were hurt. They thought your quiet nature meant you lacked strength. But in reality, your silence was the result of battles that forced your spirit to become stronger in ways they could never understand. There were moments when you questioned why you kept facing disappointment after disappointment, while others seemed to move through life without the same resistance. You tried to stay positive, even while carrying emotional wounds that nobody checked on. You smiled through situations that were quietly breaking your heart, because part of you believed that if you kept enduring, eventually something would change. Heaven watched that endurance. Heaven watched you remain kind in moments where bitterness would have been easier. And that is why your spirit carries a strength now that cannot be explained by ordinary circumstances. The attacks against your peace were never only physical or emotional. Many of the battles you faced were spiritual. Confusion surrounded your thoughts. Delays blocked your direction. Certain people entered your life only to drain your energy and weaken your confidence. Yet somehow you kept moving forward even when your soul felt tired. Chosen one, that persistence is exactly why heaven has begun defending you differently now. You survived seasons that should have destroyed your faith completely, but instead of becoming cold, your spirit became wiser. Instead of giving up entirely, something within you kept searching for meaning even during the darkest moments. People never understood how much pressure you were carrying internally because you became skilled at hiding your pain behind strength. But heaven understood every silent prayer, every tear you never explained, and every moment you felt emotionally alone while trying to hold your life together. What you went through was shaping your discernment. It was teaching you how to recognize who truly values your presence and who only wanted access to your energy. Chosen one, many people only appreciated you when you were giving endlessly without protecting yourself. But now something inside you has changed. You are beginning to understand your worth in a deeper way. You are no longer willing to stay connected to situations that constantly leave your spirit heavy. Heaven allowed certain painful experiences to reveal who was truly aligned with your growth and who was only connected to your weakness. That realization may have hurt at first, but it also awakened something powerful inside you. You are becoming more spiritually aware, more emotionally grounded, and more protective of your peace. This transformation did not happen overnight. It was built through every difficult season you survived quietly. And now heaven is responding to that growth. The same people who once underestimated your strength are beginning to feel that your energy is different now. Your silence carries power. Your presence carries discernment. Your spirit is no longer easily manipulated or emotionally controlled. Stay with this message, because what heaven is about to reveal in the next part will explain why the attacks against your life are beginning to lose their power completely. Type Michael if you believe God carried you through battles nobody else knew about. Chosen one, something powerful has started shifting around your life, and the people who once worked against you are beginning to feel it, even if they do not fully understand what is happening. Heaven is no longer allowing certain attacks to reach you the same way because your spirit has entered a different season of protection. The battles that once drained your energy daily are beginning to lose their hold over your mind, your peace, and your direction. You may have already noticed this change slowly taking place within you. Situations that once triggered deep emotional reactions no longer affect you with the same intensity. Certain people who once had influence over your emotions are finding it harder to disturb your peace. This is not because they changed. It is because you changed. Heaven has been strengthening your spirit quietly behind the scenes, and now that inner transformation is beginning to reflect outwardly in your life. The same people who underestimated you are becoming uncomfortable because they can sense that you are no longer operating from weakness. Chosen one, heaven started defending you the moment you stopped allowing pain to define your identity. There was a time when every disappointment felt personal, and every betrayal left wounds that stayed heavy in your heart for a long time. But through everything you survived, your spirit developed a deeper wisdom. You learned how to recognize manipulation without needing to react emotionally to it. You learned how to walk away from negativity instead of fighting to be understood by people committed to misunderstanding you. This is why your energy feels different now. The battles that once overwhelmed your thoughts are no longer controlling your direction because heaven is removing the emotional access that negativity once had over your spirit. You are entering a season where hidden truths begin revealing themselves naturally. People who secretly worked against you may begin exposing their intentions through their own actions without you needing to defend yourself constantly. Chosen one, heaven does not need your enemies to admit what they did in order to protect your future. Justice begins through separation, through clarity, and through removing toxic influence from your life. That process has already begun. Some people are growing distant because they can no longer benefit from the old version of you that tolerated emotional exhaustion just to keep peace. Others are becoming frustrated because your silence no longer comes from weakness. It comes from discernment. You are no longer explaining yourself to people who are determined to misunderstand you. Heaven has taught your spirit that protecting your peace is more valuable than winning every argument. As this shift continues, you will begin noticing new opportunities, unexpected favor, and moments of emotional clarity appearing at the right time. Things that once felt blocked may suddenly begin moving forward again. This is not coincidence. Heaven is rearranging your environment to match the stronger version of yourself that emerged from the struggle. Chosen one, your life cannot stay connected to the same confusion now that your spirit is evolving beyond it. The attacks against your confidence are weakening because you no longer believe the lies that once kept you emotionally trapped. You are beginning to see yourself through heaven's perspective, instead of through the opinions of people who only focused on your struggles. That realization changes everything. The same spirit that survived rejection, betrayal, and silent battles is now rising with a deeper confidence that cannot easily be shaken anymore. Stay with this message because the next part will reveal why certain people can no longer access the old version of you and why your transformation is creating distance between you and everything that once drained your spirit. Type defended if you believe heaven is protecting your path right now. Chosen one, the reason certain people no longer feel comfortable around you is because they can sense that the old version of you is disappearing. The version of you that constantly tolerated disrespect, ignored red flags, and carried everyone else's burdens while neglecting your own peace can no longer be accessed the same way. Heaven has been transforming your spirit through every painful lesson you survived, and now that transformation is creating distance between you and the cycles that once kept you emotionally exhausted. You are no longer responding from wounded emotions. You are responding from wisdom, and that change is making people uncomfortable who benefited from the old version of you. There was a time when you constantly explained yourself, overextended your energy, and tried to keep peace, even when your spirit felt heavy. You gave people chance after chance because your heart genuinely wanted to believe the best in them. But heaven allowed certain betrayals and disappointments to reveal an important truth. Not everyone who has access to your life deserves access to your spirit. Some people were connected to your kindness, but never respected your value. Others only felt comfortable around you when you doubted yourself because your insecurity made them feel more powerful. But chosen one, those dynamics are beginning to break apart now because your spirit has outgrown the emotional patterns that once kept you trapped. You are becoming more discerning about who deserves your energy and more protective of the peace you fought so hard to rebuild. This is why your silence feels different now. Before, your silence came from emotional exhaustion and fear of conflict. Now your silence carries strength, clarity, and spiritual awareness. You no longer feel the need to defend yourself against every misunderstanding or react to every negative situation. Heaven has shown you that not every battle deserves your energy. Some battles are meant to reveal who people truly are, while your spirit remains protected through discernment. Chosen one, people can feel that you are changing even if you never say a word about it. They can feel that your energy no longer seeks validation the way it once did. They can feel that you are no longer emotionally available for confusion, manipulation, or constant chaos. That is why some connections are naturally becoming distant now. It is not because you became cold. It is because your spirit finally understands the importance of protecting its peace. Heaven is teaching you how to walk away from what drains you without carrying guilt for choosing yourself. This transformation is deeper than most people realize because it is not only changing your relationships, it is changing the way you see yourself. You are no longer identifying only with your pain or your struggles. You are beginning to recognize the strength that was built through everything you survived. Chosen one, the attacks that once weakened your confidence no longer have the same power because your spirit has matured beyond needing approval from the same people who failed to value you properly. You are learning how to stand firmly in your worth without needing everyone around you to understand your journey. Heaven is separating you from environments that constantly disturb your peace because your future cannot grow in places where your spirit feels emotionally trapped. The old version of you stayed too long in situations that damaged your energy because you feared letting go. But now you understand that releasing toxic cycles is not rejection, it is alignment. As this transformation continues, you will notice yourself becoming calmer, clearer, and emotionally lighter. That is the sign that heaven is restoring your spirit after everything you endured. Stay with this message, because the final confirmation will reveal why this new season of your life is going to feel completely different from the painful cycles you left behind. Type 555 if you feel yourself becoming stronger, wiser, and more protected spiritually. Chosen one, this is your confirmation that the season of constantly fighting unseen battles alone is finally coming to an end because heaven has already begun shifting the direction of your life in ways that cannot be stopped. The people who underestimated you only saw the moments where you struggled, where you stayed quiet, and where you carried pain without defending yourself loudly. They believed your silence meant weakness, and your kindness meant you could be easily broken. But what they failed to understand is that heaven was using every difficult season to build a strength inside you that could not be destroyed by betrayal, rejection, or emotional exhaustion. You are not the same person who entered those painful battles. Something inside you has transformed deeply, and now that transformation is beginning to shape everything around your life differently. The attacks that once disturbed your peace so easily no longer carry the same power because your spirit has become stronger, wiser, and more protected through everything you survived. Heaven is not only defending you from certain people. Heaven is defending your future, your peace, your purpose, and the new season you are stepping into now. This is why many situations around you are beginning to shift naturally, without you forcing anything. Some people are fading from your life because they were only connected to your wounded version. Certain doors are closing because they were tied to cycles that no longer align with your growth. Chosen one, this is not loss. This is divine separation preparing your spirit for a different level of peace and clarity. You are entering a season where your energy will no longer be constantly drained by confusion and emotional chaos. Instead, you are beginning to attract environments, opportunities, and connections that reflect the healing taking place within you. There will soon be moments where you stop and realize how much you have changed. The situations that once caused fear now feel manageable. The opinions that once controlled your emotions no longer hold the same weight over your spirit. This is how you know heaven has truly been working within you, because your reactions are changing naturally. You are no longer living from survival mode. You are learning how to live from peace. That shift changes everything. Chosen one, heaven did not allow you to survive all those difficult seasons just to leave you emotionally trapped forever. Every painful experience taught your spirit something valuable about discernment, resilience, and self-worth. Even the battles that felt unfair were preparing you for this new chapter where you no longer shrink yourself to make others comfortable. You are becoming more aligned with your purpose, more connected to your inner peace, and more aware of the protection surrounding your life. The same people who once doubted your strength are beginning to recognize that your energy is no longer easy to disturb. You carry a calm confidence now that comes from surviving what should have broken you completely. And that confidence cannot be taken away because it was built through real pain, real endurance, and real spiritual growth. As you continue moving forward, heaven will keep revealing why certain endings had to happen and why certain battles could not remain in your life forever. You are not being punished by separation. You are being protected through it. The old cycle is ending because your spirit has outgrown it completely. This is your confirmation that you are entering a more peaceful, stable, and spiritually protected season of life. Keep trusting the transformation happening within you, because heaven is guiding you somewhere your old pain can no longer follow. Type Amen if you believe heaven has been defending your life even when you could not see it.